Well, hello, good morning everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. I've got an interesting video for you today. We're going to talk about a Makita knockoff today. This is a 1/2-inch drive cordless brushless motor impact wrench. So I paid $40 for this on Amazon and I didn't know what I was going to get. Let's go ahead and open this up. We'll take a look and see what's included in the package. Very simple packaging. So you have a box. You have an owner's manual. Now this owner's manual does not give us that much information. So feel free to pause your screen if there's anything there that you want to hang on to. Show you the second half there. And let's take a look at this page. And let's get you that second half. So that's really about it. On the back, it talks a little bit about charging, I believe, like the battery indicators right down there at the bottom. So it's a very simple, straightforward impact wrench. I bought this straight up. I bought this because of the price. $40, and I wanted to see if this is something worth bringing in. It's a brushless motor. Now it has a 1/2-inch drive, as you can see, 1/2-inch anvil, but it also has the 1/4-inch hex inside. So you'll be able to use this with sockets as well as like you would use a normal impact driver. Now they claim that this has 520 Newton meters of impact force. Okay, now that's the nut busting force. That's the reverse force. The driving force or the fastening force is 280 Newton meters. This does have an electric brake and it goes from 0 to 3,200 RPMs. It's got a couple features that I'll talk about here in a minute, and one of them is really cool. It's got the reverse rotation stop feature. So if you're in reverse, you can make it where it'll impact until whatever you're impacting breaks free, and then it will stop. So it's a very cool feature. It'll stop 0.2 seconds after the fastener or whatever you're impacting breaks free. Now it does have low range and high range, so very cool. It's a very nice, well-built tool for the price point. I think it's fantastic. It's well balanced. The ergonomics feel good. Now you want to talk about the 520 Newton meter rating. If you convert that into inch pounds, that comes out to 4,602 inch-pounds of braking torque. If you want to convert that into foot-pounds, that's 382 foot-pounds of braking free torque or reverse torque. Now, if you want to talk about the 280 Newton meters and convert that into inch-pounds, you're dealing with 2,478 inch-pounds or 205 foot-pounds of fastening torque. So I think it's fantastic. The price point was awesome. The batteries slide in just like a typical Makita that we already know. You will see a battery level indicator. Okay. When that light lights up, you see a battery level indicator, and then next to the battery level indicator, you see one light. Now I have this in forward right now. I have it where the rotation is going to go clockwise. Okay, so you see that one light right there? That means that we are on low range. If I want this on high range, I'll just click that button and it puts it to those other two lights, which makes it high range. Okay, so the RPM is going to go faster. We're going to start in low range. Now if I change this switch and I put it to reverse and push the button, you'll see we have this little indicator here. We can push that button and it turns that indicator off. That indicator is turning on and off the reverse rotation stop function. Okay, so right there it's on, and right there it's off. So if it's on and we're in reverse, you see how the impact stopped? My finger didn't come off the trigger. Watch this. It'll impact until it feels no load. See that? So if I put a socket in here and impact, it might get a little noisy here, but I'm gonna hold the trigger all the way down and I will hold this real tight and then I'll let it go, and then I'm thinking that the motor's gonna stop. So let's take a look at that. See that? It impacts until it breaks whatever free. There we go. And again, that is when that function is turned on, and you can only turn that on and off when you're in reverse. It does have an LED on it. So very cool. I just love this chuck right here. It's not even a chuck, but it accepts your standard 1/4" drive bits. Look at that. So let's go ahead and test it out. We got a 1/4" drive bit in there. You could drill holes. Look at this. That is on low range, and since I'm going in forward, I'll push the button. You'll see the other two indicators illuminate. Now we're in high range. Let's see what it'll do in high range. Works pretty good. It doesn't hold the bits in there. They just fit in there. But I think it's cool. They fit pretty deep in there. Look at how far deep they go inside there. Almost an inch. So it goes completely inside the anvil. Very cool. I mean, I buried that drill bit. That thing works very well. It's also very effective for using countersink bits. So if you wanted to put some countersink holes here, something like that, you could do that. And then of course you take out the countersink, and now you can put in your Phillips or whatever you need. So if you wanted to use it to drive screws, for example. So you got your countersink holes. Let's take a look. This is in high range. Look at that. It goes, and boy, it just zipped that in there. It's almost too much in high. Let's go down to low range. See, we got the one indicator down there. So we're in low range. Pretty cool. I mean, it put those in right now. It's got plenty of power. So we have 382 foot-pounds of brake-free force and 205 of fastening force. Right now I've got it in low range. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if it'll break some of these lugs free on my truck. Look at that. Took that off. That worked out pretty good. Let's try another one. Wow, that's impressive. I didn't think it'd have enough to do it, to be completely honest. Very nice. The sockets don't stay on very good. Let's try a third one. Boy, it did it with no problem. I underestimated this thing. I didn't think it was going to have this kind of power. Let's try 4. No problem. Let's try that reverse rotation feature, which will stop impacting as soon as it breaks free. Okay, so we're on the 5th one. We've got the reverse rotation stop function turned on. Let's test it. There it is. That is cool. Let's try it on number 6 here. Same thing. Wow, that is a cool function because it broke them free. Let's turn that feature off and go ahead and fasten these back on. here. There we go. This is a nice impact wrench for $40. Let's put it in reverse. I like that reverse rotation stop function. Let's try it again right here. That is super cool. I don't really have much to say. I like it. It's got a lot more power than I thought it would, and for the $40 price point, I'm impressed. My final thoughts on this impact driver are, this is a lot more bang for the buck than I was expecting. I have a high torque, half-inch drive Makita impact driver that I paid well over $200 for, that I know can do that job. When I picked this up, I bought it simply because it was a cheap price, and I thought, well, let's find out. It blew my expectations out of the water. I did not expect for a second for it to be able to break free those lug nuts, and it did it with ease. As you saw, it did not struggle. My truck was parked and it broke them, all 6 of them, free. I really like the reverse rotation stop function that this has. I didn't even put this thing on high range other than the wood. So it's impressive. For $40, I think it's a huge success. Brushless motor, so you don't have to worry about maintenance. The battery life is gonna last, and it's using standard Makita batteries. I mean, it's a knockoff tool. They fit a little bit tight, but I think they'll loosen up. This is a brand new tool. You just pop them in. I like the indicator, the battery level indicator. I like the function. The owner's manual wasn't much, as you saw, but for $40, big thumbs up from me. This was not sponsored. They didn't send this to me. I bought this with my own money. I hope you got some good, useful information out of this video. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Like this video. Check the description box down below. I'll put a link to where you can find this. So if you got Makita platform and you're looking for an impact driver and you don't want to break the bank and you want to take a risk and see if it'll break your lug nuts loose, it did it for me. So with all that being said, folks, thank you again for stopping by. Hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Look at that light. That's low range. Let's try high range. Pretty crazy. That's that anti-stop rotation thing. I'm blown away. $40. Crazy.